Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter. And I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for your daily analysis video. Now, in this video, we'll be covering Kyber network. We'll be looking at it on the Bitcoin pairing to begin with, and then move on to the USD pairing. I know a lot of you are trading it against the USD pairing, and hey, I personally am trading it against the Bitcoin pairing, so that's the one we're going to start with, mostly because that's the one I'm most comfortable with. And hey, I've also taken a trade on Kyber network on the Bitcoin pairing a couple of days ago, added to my position actually this morning, so I'll be sharing my thoughts and ideas as to why I did that, what I'm looking forward to, etc, etc. It's actually going pretty well thus far, far better than my trade on Cardano. And hey, let me know in the comments down below if you guys are looking for an update on that trade. I did take a long again on that trade, so I would be happy to share my thoughts on that. But hey, in this video, Kyber network, we'll start with the Bitcoin pairing, and I'm going to do something a little bit different today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a thorough, I don't say thorough, full, in-depth analysis, but this is more so for those of you guys who are on the seed program. What we'll be doing is we'll be going over multiple concepts, all right, that we cover in the seed, and you guys are going to see how I piece together a trade using a more holistic approach, right? So everything, support and resistance, trend analysis, oscillators, as much as I can at the very least without forgetting, because hey, in the mornings and whenever I do my analysis on these trade opportunities for myself, I incorporate various things, right? So I'm going to try and remember everything, and yeah, let's just start. So we're going to start with the weekly time frame. Actually, let's start with the monthly time frame. We are about to close a monthly, so I'm going to start with the bad, right? There's always two sides to the story, guys. Every trade has a bullish side and a bearish side. Always remember that, right? So you want to kind of cover both when you are entering a trade for yourself. Now, when I do these videos, I may forget to cover the other side, because hey, like when let's say I have a bullish bias, I am likely going to be looking at only covering the bullish bias. I do cover the bearish bias as much as I can, right? But I'm going to forget. However, in my analysis, when I'm going through my routine, you guys need to understand that I go through everything, okay? I try not to start at the very least with a bullish bias, especially with altcoins. Okay, so the bearish bias, right, is staring us in the face over here, guys. Right there, we can mark a horizontal, and we're sitting against monthly resistance, so we have to be very careful. The fact that we're about to close a month in 14 hours, right, and we're smacking up against it, makes me a little bit uncomfortable. But hey, the overall market has been looking really good, and Kyber has been smashing through some major resistances, right? And you kind of have to wonder, is it getting ready? Oops, the door just slammed. It's really windy today. But yeah, you kind of have to wonder, is Kyber just gonna ignore this one right over here as well, sitting around 14,000 Satoshi? And hey, if we can actually close a month, perhaps not this month, but the next month above this level, I'll be looking at much bigger moves, right? Which is why this one is worth the risk to try and position, right, for a bigger move. So looking at another 100% to start off with, and then if we have continuation, at least another 100% after that, right? Another 80% after that, so 200% move, and then Jesus, after that it's just, hey, blue sky breakout. But that's the monthly resistance, guys. Keep in mind, okay, sitting here at around 14,200 Satoshi. Let's go ahead and clear the chart now. Okay, what we want to do now is look at the weekly. Okay, we want to drill down, start with the bigger picture, drill down to the lower picture. How does the weekly look? Okay, let's move this monthly resistance away for now. Now let's go ahead and analyze the weekly structure that we've been looking at for, well, more than a month now, right? We are looking at the structure over here, guys, and we're discussing about how this is getting primed for a break to the upside. I do believe Krisha and I both did a video on Kyber and how it was looking really good. And let's go ahead and discuss why, right? Essentially, we had our high over here, right? We had a nice, good, really nice candle close on this as well. But then we started squeezing, right? We put in a lower high, okay, a lower candle close as well compared to these guys over here. So we had all of this resistance building towards the upside that you can go ahead and mark out. But for now, let's go ahead and just keep this as clean as possible. Okay, and then on the lower side, on our support levels, we weren't looking all that good, but still putting in higher lows, right? If you're marking out your candle wicks and the candle closes like we teach on the Mango C program, guys, you would have had something like this. And this week over here, okay, this week over here, when we closed this week like this, that was the big sign that, hey, you know what, things might be looking better than worse, right? So if you had closed underneath the zone over here, of course, hey, things are looking like it wants to roll over, and I would have in that case been looking for a move all the way down to somewhere around here, right? And that's essentially what we discussed. And you look at that horizontal right over here too was the horizontal that we broke, retested, and had a move to this zone over here. Now what caused the impetus, at least in the weekly time frame, for this massive thrust towards the upside? Well, it was essentially us taking out this area over here. You can go ahead and just stretch it out a little bit. As soon as we took out this area over here, that's what caused the big move towards the upside. Okay, all well and good. We had a squeeze like formation, right, descending, but towards the bottom we had an ascending line as well. That's what gives us the psychology of what people call a symmetrical triangle, which is typically a neutral formation, could break towards either side. But when you have a candle like this, guys, or rather a thrust like this, a thrust towards the upside, you have to go on the side of the trend, and the trend is clearly towards the upside, right? We had major candle close on these guys. We took out these candle close highs over here. We actually even took out this candle wick high over here too, with these guys over here, with both these wicks. So it was overall a bullish structure if you zoom out, and that's what we're looking at. Now if you just look at this over here, right, you look at the fact that we basically constructed a symmetrical triangle by first looking at just our highs and our closes, right? Very simple basic concepts that we teach all the time over here, okay, all the time. And then we said, hey, we were putting in, this was essentially the structure of a symmetrical triangle. And then we said, hey, you know what, in a symmetrical triangle, I need a glass of water, in a symmetrical triangle, when it is a neutral formation like this, you go with the direction of the overall trend. And what has the overall trend been, guys? Well, it's been towards the upside, right? Okay, so what do we have over here? Well, we have a bull flag. This is what people call, hey, this is a bull flag. Hey, this is a symmetrical triangle. Guys, these are all just various concepts put together. We used right over here, okay? In a span of what? How long has this video been thus far? 3 minutes, 4 minutes? In a span of 3 minutes or 4 minutes, we use SNR, trend analysis, and even some pattern recognition, no, pattern trading, all in one. Now, of course, everything's just very brief and simplified over here. I get it. But this is just a glimpse of how really a lot of these complex concepts, guys, are derivations of the base, foundational, core concepts that you first need to understand. All right. So let's go ahead and see, did this measure move line up if we did break out? Hey, not yet, right? Not yet. Did I do it right? Or was I too biased? Nope, I was too biased. So if we're looking at the flag, we'd be looking at something like this. And let's see. Okay, cool. So yeah, still a little bit more to go, So guys, this is just the weekly time frame. Now you can see that now on the weekly too, we are flagging, and guess where we are flagging? Based off the horizontal resistance, well, initially resistance, now flipped into support. We've come and tested that weekly level right over here and got a little bit front run on that as well, and looks like it wants to see continuation. So we started with the monthly time frame, we drilled down to the weekly. Now let's say you're looking for a position, all right, and now I've been eyeing this chart for a while, and I have been looking for a good area to enter. I wanted to get a little bit greedy on this one, however did not come down to the level I was looking for. And let's go over exactly what I did, right? So let's remove everything. Now I go on over to the daily. Again, you do the same thing, and you can see that, hey, the structure over here was very similar to what we were doing on the weekly, right? In terms of at least the psychology of this. Maybe it wants to roll over, maybe it wants to push on over to the upside, but the overall trend is to the upside, right? So if you're looking for a position, where would you look for a position for? Well, I like to get a little bit greedy when it comes to altcoins, especially for something that has been so strong. Usually when you have a move towards the downside, it'd be it'd be nice, right, to get a lower buy, especially when people are afraid. And that's what I like to look for, is when people start panicking and let go of their bags, and let go of the bags right into a major support region. So I'd be looking for somewhere around here, and then you switch on over to your weekly and be like, hey, does that match up with anything? What do you know? Not bad, right? Match up with these highs over here as well. This breakdown point, yep, not bad at all. So now what we can do is we can turn on our daily time frame again. Okay, remember, you're going to keep our chart as clean as possible. Do it the mango way, do it the stress-free way, and the less clutter, the less stress when you're trying to make these key decisions. Okay, so we're back on onto the daily, and we want to see if we have even more indications that this is a key level that we could trade off. Remember, we found some good confluence between this daily level and the weekly time frame as well. Now let's go ahead and turn on our Ichimoku template and see what's going on over there. It's loaded, and what do you know, guys, the KuCoin is coming in right over there, right? So we marked out around 10,100ish, and the KuCoin is coming around 10,200ish Satoshi. So cool, really nice confluence over there with the Ichimoku as well. And by the way, guys, the Ichimoku template with these current settings are all available on your Mango ribbon. Remember, the Mango ribbon is completely free, available in the description down below. The reason I'm using the raw Ichimoku is because I have all of my settings and my templates set up from like years ago, where yeah, I didn't have the Mango ribbon available back then. So yeah, I should go ahead and update that and make my life a lot easier too. But yeah, so going back to what we were saying, the KuCoin is right over there. So cool, we have confluence with our horizontal on the weekly time frame, the daily, the KuCoin on the Ichimoku is there too. Let's clear everything out again. Now what can we look for? What's the next thing you guys know I love looking for? Well, we have the daily Mango ribbon we can turn on next, and let's see what's coming in over there. Ooh, so the 21 EMA. Okay, so remember, guys, all of this price action over here just happened. I'm talking about these two candles, happened over the last couple of days. Okay, over here, okay, the daily 21 EMA is far above, I was going to say ahead, above the KuCoin. So now we have something to worry about. Okay, now we have, I don't say worry, but something to keep in mind. We have to be like, okay, cool, the daily 21 EMA may prove to be support for Kyber network, if it does come down over there, because I was looking at Kyber network all the way on these candles over here. As soon as it lost its daily 10 SMA, guys, you look at this red line on the daily 10 SMA and start closing consecutive candles underneath, I was like, okay, maybe we see a down move. But where? How far down? KuCoin, Tenkin, or 21? Well, you take it one step at a time. Okay, remember, we have a lot of confluence coming in on this level, but the strength of the coin may lead it to actually getting defended over here. Maybe it comes down here eventually, right? But in the interim, it may see some defense. Okay, and that's exactly what ended up happening, right? You can see that Kyber came down over here, right? Got defended. It pushed through a little bit. This is why I always say, guys, wait for that candle close. Do not make your decision. I'm not sure if you can short Kyber network. I wouldn't be interested in doing something like that anyways. But if you guys were looking to call a top on this one, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are like, hey, we're putting in a head and shoulders. This is not a head and shoulders, not to me at least. But people will find a reason to call it head and shoulders, a break towards the downside, and then try to short it. But this is why you need to trade something that is a little bit more objective as your underlying thesis, right? For any trade that you're putting on. So going back to what I was saying. Yeah, the day 21 EMA was likely going to be support if Kyber was going to prove itself to be a strong chart, and this has been a really strong chart, right? Now, clearly we came and supported ourselves over there, right? But did I take the trade? Did I bounce onto this trade right away? Did I enter right over here because I saw the day 21 EMA? No, I didn't. Actually, I was hoping that this rolled over and we broke this 21 EMA, perhaps close above the Tenkin. The trade I would have really liked, guys. Let's go ahead and turn off the 21 EMA, okay, as well as the 10 SMA. We're going to turn off both. Keep the chart really simple. Okay, the really good trade I would have liked was if we saw the candle come all the way down to this region over here, wick onto the KuCoin, which was where my horizontal was as well, and then close above the Tenkin. That's what I would have liked. That would have been the perfect trade for me. But you always have to ask yourself, will you get your scenario, or is there another scenario that may play out, and should you be prepared for that? Okay, so it's completely fine to be patient patient, okay, and wait for your scenario to actually come to you, right? You hear the phrase a lot, let the trade come to you or something like that. That's fine, but you also need to be adaptable, and there's a fine balance over there, guys, because if you try to be too patient, right, you're going to see the trade run away from you far too often, because at that point you're not really trading, you're playing scared, right? And that can mess with your psyche as well. So remember, right over here, guys, this would have been the perfect trade. This would have been the trade that I wanted, but you can't always get what you want. But if you try real hard, you'll get what you need. And what do we need? Well, all we need is to collect Bitcoin, right? We're just looking for a trade between one point and another point where we can collect profits either to the upside or towards the downside. And you need to be able to keep your eyes open. And this is why I have the Mango Ribbon template. It keeps my eyes looking at all the key things that I want to look at all the time. So right over here, the 21 EMA was right in our face, and we're like, okay, cool. We may not get what we want, but we may get what we need, which is a bounce off the 21 EMA. But now, did I buy right off this? No, I didn't, because hey, we always wait for the candle close, and this could have gone right through the 21 EMA and given us what we wanted, right? So I was actually waiting and hoping for that to happen. We didn't get it. We closed above, and then we confirmed the candle above as well. Ooh, okay, cool. So we got an open and a close. Now we're like, okay, what do we do? Should I take this trade or not? Ugh, it's looking tempting, but don't have the confidence just yet. This looks like it may want to roll over. Is there a bounce opportunity over here? That's when I pull out my trusty 12-hour mango wine. Let's go ahead and pull it up. And what are the mango wines? So now this is for those of you who do have access to mango wine. Most of you in the seed have access to it, and you guys know exactly how to play it. You can use it as your confidence booster. We've been using it for almost all our altcoin trades on the 12-hour and the 4-hour for altcoin trades for Bitcoin. The 12-hour alone has been really strong. And hey, over here it's not giving you the perfect signal, right? But it's pretty good. This is pretty good for me when you consider the fact that this is falling onto the daily 21 EMA where Kyber got supported for 2 candles, right? So I look at that, I'm like, both these dips over here, both these good trade opportunities were on the daily 21 EMA. So you can look back now to see how this has performed. Right over here too gave us a really good buy signal. Pretty much gave us, what was that move from there? A really nice 100% move. Wow. And right over here too, telling us, hey, maybe you want to get out of the trade for now, hold on to your capital, wait for the next trade opportunity. Didn't even tell you to get back in for this fake out over here, so that's a good sign. Over here though, it's telling you, hey, maybe it's time to get ready. All right, so now let's go back on to our daily time frame with the mango ribbon turned on, and you can see that I have the KuCoin lining up with our major horizontal coming at around 10,000 and 10,100 Satoshi, and we have our daily 21 EMA right over here lining up with the 12-hour wine coming in at around 11,700 Satoshi. So here's the question now: where do you take your trade? Do you wait for a move down to 10,200, or do you take your trade right over here? Because we are in a dilemma, right? Because the daily 21 EMA and the 12-hour wine, they are saying, hey, buy here. But the KuCoin and the major horizontal that we marked are both saying 10,200. What do you do? All right, so in this situation, what we can now do is look at your oscillators, and we'll be looking at our Mango Mother, which is simply a play on Mango Momentum oscillators. Again, if you guys are in the C program, this is included with your Mango C program. Just let me know if I haven't given you guys access yet, and I will go ahead and do that this weekend by the latest. If you guys did add your name on the sheet that was initially put out when I released the oscillator module, you already do have access, so don't worry about that in that case. Oh, and for those of you guys who are following along and are not in the Mango C program, you don't really need the Mango Mother. You can go, this is just a convenience indicator, guys, that makes reading the oscillators a lot easier, especially with the concepts that we go over, right? So yeah, let's just quickly go over this now. What are we looking for over here? Well, we are above the yellow dashed line over here, looking really good. So what do you do in this situation? What we can do now again is go to the settings. Okay, we will turn on the high time frame analysis. Okay, so show HDF RSI we'll set to 1 day. Okay, remember, we're looking at the 1 day time frame into the daily 21 EMA, and then we're going to switch on over to the 4 hour, and what we're going to be looking for is for it to be underneath the yellow dash line and as close to the orange dash line as possible, and to see if this is going to be a nice buy opportunity confluencing with a mango vine. And this is right over here, right? Remember, the daily 21 EMA was in this zone over here, guys. And what do you have over here, right? The purple well above the yellow dash line over here, and the orange very close, very close actually towards the dotted line over here, right? So the RSIs are telling you they're widening apart over here, while the daily time frame is looking really strong. So that's looking good. Now we can go ahead and look at any possibility or potential for divergence plays. Okay. And let's see, do we have that right into the day 21 EMA? What do you know? Right here, right? You do actually have strong divergence. Let me go ahead and mark that out for you guys at this point, and there. And you can just hover here. So what I like to do, guys, is hover my mouse right over there, so I'm not tricking myself, and I'm making sure my biases are in check. So hover your mouse, look at the dotted lines, mark the lows and the lows on each side, and you can see that you have strong divergence. When was it triggered? Well, as soon as we took out 12,358 Satoshi, that's when it was triggered. So you could have been looking to buy right over there. Okay, there were 2 times actually you could have bought right when you triggered above this wick over here, or when we closed above 12,472 Satoshi. Both those times was your bullish divergence triggered, and we are likely going to see continuation towards the upside. Did I buy over there? I should have bought my 20% as soon as we did that, but I did not. That was actually a trading mistake on my part. I lost concentration, and I totally forgotten that I got only 80% of my position in. So guys, remember, this is one of the things I talk about when I say there's so many different parts to trading, right? There's your analysis, there's your direction, and there's your execution. And I made a mistake on my execution over here, so I was like, oh damn. Now if you missed that, where was the best time to buy after that? Well, we can go on over to a mango ribbon again on the daily time frame, and you can see that as soon as we closed over the daily 10 SMA, got the retest over there, that was your buy opportunity. I also really like the fact that we came and had the Tenkin shooting towards the upside over there. Okay, now that gives me even more support, underlying support, where I could base the risk of the ad of my trade, right? But that's not how I'm going to do it. I'm going to be considering this as one big trade, and this is my new risk level, the 10 SMA and the Tenkin. Okay, so we'll come back to that. I know this is a little bit more of a heavy video, guys. I do apologize. Video may not be for everyone. Some people might be already writing in the comment section, get to the point, man. Are we mooning or not? Well, I think that was in the beginning of the video. You guys kind of got those monthly targets that we could look forward to. This part of the video is more for people who are looking for real technical analysis and how to go about making the decisions in their trade. So, hey, if it's not for you, it's not for you, man. Yeah, so let's go ahead and where was I? Oh yeah, we're talking about should I talk about that right now? Let's go ahead and mark out where we're looking for targets, right? Remember, I'm trying to get into a trend trade for this, but at the same time I do want to guard against any down moves, because remember, I'm trading an altcoin over here against Bitcoin, right? So in itself, it's a trend derivative of a trend. If you guys don't know what I mean by that, ask me in the Mango chat and I will explain. But I'm not trying to get too aggressive over here, okay? The way I do with Bitcoin, where I let the trend ride and I start taking profits only when the trend starts developing stuff. I'm not looking to do that over here. I do like to look for key levels to guard some profits, because the trade will be me accumulating Bitcoin. Where do I do that? Well, we can go ahead and mark out this zone over here. Again, I'm marking a zone very quickly. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, that's one area that we should be looking for resistance. Kyber may be coming over there, and how it reacts to there is going to tell us a lot. If we start closing daily candles above there, guys, that's when I really start looking for at least a move, okay, to around somewhere around 16,400 Satoshi. But actually I'll be eyeing for much higher, and that's when you pan on over to the beginning of the video, guys, and look at the monthly levels. Because if Kyber does this in the next day or so, we'll be the next 13 hours, right? If it can actually push through and close over here in the next daily, we'll be clearing a major monthly level, right? And in that case, I'll just be holding on to that and playing it on the weekly time frame and somewhere about the high levels. But that's only one area of resistance that we're looking at, right? You could also be looking at this as a diagonal trend, right? And you can see that we are smack against the resistance right now. So if you did get the trade somewhere around the daily 21 EMA, depending on your position size and how you plan for this trade, taking some profit somewhere around here, 20% move, guys, is not bad at all. Okay, not bad at all. Now, if you guys got the wick over here, you definitely want to be so again, a quick tip: if you guys get a really good position, right, and got somewhere around the wick over here, take advantage of that and book some profits. If you're trading as Bitcoin, if you're trading as USD, that's a completely different story. I don't know how you guys are gonna. It depends on your goals as a trader, of course. But I definitely took some profits right over here this morning. Was it the wick? No, of course not. Somewhere around here. When I'm like just booking some profits when I'm against resistance, especially when it comes to altcoins, I don't want to stress too much. I just sell into market and I walk away. People in the seat were actually discussing this. You guys kind of get an idea of how I play it now, right? I don't get too nitpicky when I'm taking a little bit off the table. Okay, so now that's resistance, or you could look at this zone as resistance. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you. But now, guys, you have to guard. You have to guard against Kyber actually rolling over here, okay, and coming down and taking out this wick. Because if it does, okay, that's where I'll be looking for this KuCoin play to actually play out. Okay, this is not just because this play did not happen just yet doesn't mean it won't happen eventually. It could take its time. Okay, we'll know very soon, depending on whether we roll over this pink horizontal over here or this yellow zone over here. Sorry, it's pink diagonal. Is it pink or is it red? I don't know. Anyways, you guys get the idea. We'll know very soon. Okay, so if we take out the zone underneath, we'll definitely, I don't want to say definitely, but the chances are really high. If we take out the zone between 12,250 to 11,959, likely going to make our way to around 10,100 Satoshi, and that will be another buy opportunity. And if we break that, then hey, we take it one step at a time. But again, I know this video turned out to be a little bit of the longer ones, a little bit of the more in-depth ones, but just wanted to do something a little bit more different today. Am I forgetting anything? There's so much more I go through, guys. It's really hard to try and cover everything in one video, but I really hope that this video kind of helps you guys, right? Helps you guys make your decisions. So yeah, what am I looking for after this? If we do break towards the upside, we can look to re-add to a position somewhere around here, right? So let's say we took profits somewhere around here, book some profits over here. Now we break to the upside. There's no reason to be like, oh man, I should have held my entire position. Don't feel like that, guys. Don't feel like that. Okay, you only remember the situations, or you only feel that way when the situation doesn't go your way. Because we may very well come down, retest this over here, and you'll be buying in confidence, right? You sold some against resistance and buying some in support. It depends on what kind of trend trading strategy you want to employ. It's a little bit more difficult to do, a little bit more advanced. So sometimes it's better to hold or let the trade ride. Whatever you took as profits, be happy with it. You're still in position. Just let it go. Okay, let the trend rend itself, if that makes any sense. Okay, you could also look at this, guys, as a bull flag, and we have a measured move to be had over here. If we do break the upside, and if we break this towards the upside today, we'll be breaking that major monthly resistance that we talked about, going towards 16,000 Satoshi. And hey, that is Kyber on the daily against the Bitcoin pairing. Okay, now we'll go over the USD pairing, and I won't spend too much time over there, but the analysis will be pretty much over here. We are just trying to learn some TA. Okay, we're not really trying to go through any price predictions, but for Kyber USD, we'll go over it, Kyber, and try and find the USD pairing. Binance, will it be Binance, guys, or Coinbase that has more history? I guess Binance, right? Whoa, so not too much over here. The daily, it's looking good though. This is it on the daily. I thought I was looking at the weekly. Damn. So is that am I missing something? But this is looking good, to be honest. The structure is looking good. The fact that we broke this and we're back in the range over here, I think we're sitting flat against the middle of the range at the moment. Are we? Yeah, flat against the middle of the range right over there. So closing above here will be really good. If we can close above 121, guys, I'll be looking for a move to around $1.30. If we can close above 130, then hey, next target, next major region will be somewhere around here. I don't want to mark a horizontal for that one. I'll be marking this as, it's not super major, but pretty important at $1.34. After that, it's a blue sky breakout. The Kyber USD chart is actually pretty easy to read. Am I missing something? What chart should I be looking at? Binance, USD, Binance, Tetris. This is it. Coinbase. Let's go ahead and pull up Coinbase. Alright, here we are, guys. KNC USD on Coinbase. I was typing that a bit wrong. My apologies for that. But hey, there's more price history here, so we can actually go ahead and do some TA on this. Now, this is looking really good, right? The structure overall in this area over here is looking really, really good. It's pretty much in no man's territory after breaks past 130. We just discussed that. The question is, all this region over here, right? That's going to flip into a support region, and we want to keep an eye on that if Kyber does get down there, because hey, there are buy opportunities if you're looking to trade KNC for the longer term. And I do think many of you guys are looking at KNC as a more fundamentally oriented project, and hey, I don't blame you. DeFi, etc, etc, I have looked into it a little bit too, and hey, not looking bad at all. But let's go ahead. Hey, you need to combine your TA and your fundamental analysis to be really I don't say risk free, but manage your risk in this market, right? Because remember, a lot of people think I'm a pure TA trader, but I'm actually in Bitcoin because of the fundamentals, right? Mango writes about fundamentals. Go ahead and check out my posts on Bitcoin fundamentals, blockchain technology, proof of work, etc, etc. If you need to understand it yourself, hey, I use simple analogies. Let me know if you guys need links. I will link it in the Mango Grove. Anyways, going back to what I was saying, we're talking about finding, or rather analyzing this region over here to better know where our support regions are, right? So let's go ahead and just focus on this region. We'll zoom in a little bit, and this region should be good right over here. So we'll use horizontals. Should we? Let's use. That might be a little bit too thin. Just go ahead and mark out. Whoa, what is that noise? Whoa. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark this region out over here, and this region out over here, somewhere like that. So this is a zone, right? Doesn't need to be perfect, and we can go ahead and mark this major wick over here too. Okay, cool. So this is actually pretty important too. This yeah, you can mark that out. So yeah, so two zones, right? You can see that how we came front run that a little bit, and so this entire region, you can see that this was really looking good on the USD pairing. I think Krisha was looking at this on the USD pairing. I wasn't. It's not perfect, but it has the psychology of a ascending triangle that broke towards the upside. Okay, do you guys want me to keep that there? Let's keep that there. Okay, cool. Now we can go ahead and see how this wow, they actually double bottomed and retested this level really well. So if you guys were looking at the USD chart, guys, this was your buy opportunity right over here. If we broke this level, then I'd be looking at 81 cents again, but hey, we did not. We held that level really well. So damn, we can go ahead and now do something like this. Okay, we have something to play this off. The Kyber's looking really good. So towards the upside, we're looking for this to break around $1.30. If it does break $1.30, I'd be looking towards this zone over here. And if we break this after that, hey, it just play the trend, play the aggressive trend, right? We're talking about this. I think Kyle in the Mango Seat was asking about RSR and how he should be trading it, because he got into a really good trade over there. And follow those techniques or those screenshots that I kind of marked out over there. So yeah, sorry guys, I'm really tired. This video went longer rather than I thought it would. Maybe the next video I will break down just KNC on the USD pairing, but let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys prefer, and yeah, either way though, right? Whatever I discussed in the Bitcoin pairing, you guys can use in the USD pairing and vice versa, right? You can use anywhere. All of these things can be used across markets. It doesn't matter what pairing it is. Okay. All right. So my name is Sean Dexter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, do it the Mango way, do it the stress-free way. Don't forget to hit the like if you like the video. That's kind of how I judge whether I should do more of these videos or another video. Leave a comment too and let me know if you guys enjoyed these videos or the other type of videos, right, where I just say, hey, we're going to the moon. I never say that actually, where you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm done. See you next time. Bye.